Well, this is a market where there's a lot of other stuff going on, of course, beyond just the OPEC increase. The OPEC increase was expected. That's what we had in our forecast going into the week, that they would try to make this larger than planned increase. You remember they announced a plan to boost production by about 100,000 barrels a day. But for the last 3 months now, OPEC has been doing these 400,000 plus increases. There was some speculation at the end of last week going into that meeting that OPEC might even try to do a little bit more. And part of what we're seeing is the fundamental aspect of the market now, which is really okay in the sense that there is still demand for crude, there's still demand for products. We're going into that summer driving season in the U.S., a big air conditioning and oil burning season here in the Gulf in the summer. So we are going into a higher demand period. So traders are seeing the market pretty good right now. It's the concern later in the year.
After the summer.
Exactly. And we don't have crude going into storage yet, which is one of those big factors that OPEC Plus watches when they decide whether to put oil back in the market. So they want to take advantage of this window to gain back some market share before the market weakens.
And you and I have been talking about the existing backdrop of low inventories, which is in contrast to several years ago, obviously. And then it was interesting to see the language. OPEC once again reaffirming commitment to market stability on current, what they say, healthy oil market fundamentals and a steady global economic outlook. Does that mean then we could get one more big production increase at the July meeting, and that takes us to August, and then that's it? Or what is the street expecting now?
Yeah, it's possible we could get that in terms of OPEC Plus wanting to really unwind what are these voluntary cuts, wanting to unwind those voluntary cuts sooner rather than later. And then they've got a base cut that the whole group together has agreed to that would come out of the market more slowly. But it seems like they are trying to get that oil back in the market, as I said, kind of in that window where demand is still good before the inventories are too high. And we are seeing what's keeping oil high at the moment is all that other geopolitical uncertainty. Again, issues around the economy, around tariffs, geopolitics as well. But we may see some of that weighing on the oil price later in the year if the economy weakens.